Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on Evolve or Die, we are going to be talking about one of my stock picks. I know you guys are really excited for that. I know that's what you've been waiting for. That's why you watch the channel. Just a quick little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. All of this is educational content only, and yeah, you should always do your own research, do your own due diligence, and make decisions for yourself. But let's dive right in with that being said. So my top play for the week is a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, which is essentially just a collection of a portfolio of real estate. So my pick for the week is actually Ashford Hospitality Trust. And I think this is going to be a really great entry point for myself and everyone else who has jumped in this week or prior. Because as you guys know, during COVID, the hospitality industry saw revenue declines of upward of 70%. So that's huge. That is a huge decline in profits. That is, sending their earnings before interest, debt, and taxes into an area that didn't look very pretty for the investors. However, I think this is an amazing opportunity because they are presenting at a conference tomorrow. They are presenting at a real estate investment trust conference tomorrow, basically to kind of give an update on their new trajectory and their path to recovery post-COVID. So a little bit about the company. They are geographically diverse and their portfolio is focused on the top 25 markets. So what does that mean? It really means that the regions that they're targeting to expand their real estate portfolios are the places in the United States that are migration heavy and excluding places that are immigration heavy. And when I say immigration, I mean immigration with an E, as in exiting states. So during the past year and a half, there has been mass migrations out of California, out of New York, out of Vermont, out of Maine, out of pretty much the entire cluster of the Northeast of the United States and Oregon. So where they're focusing their attention is the 25 locations in the United States where massive influxes of people are going. And one of the reasons why I am personally invested in the company and I have a high conviction in the company is because they are clustered primarily in Florida. So what makes up Ashford Hospitality Trust? It is a chain of full service hotels, including Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott. And essentially, we're going to see record numbers of recovery after COVID. So this is a stock that previously, before COVID, was trading around $20 a share, between 18 and 20. And during COVID, it trickled all the way down to $5. Why is that? So during COVID, as you know, most hotels were not operational at all, or they weren't fully operational. And that was because some of the legislation that was passed in order to help out business owners, and they weren't required to be paying the leases that they were occupying, the buildings that they were occupying. They weren't required to pay the leases because of COVID. So naturally, we saw their earnings before interest and debt go into the negatives essentially, and the funds took a huge hit. It took a massive hit, and these hotels are concentrated in Texas, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. So their targeted markets are where there are massive influxes of people that are either moving to or simply traveling to. So like I was saying again, the name of the company is Ashford Hospitality Trust, and it's a really unique REIT because this, like we talked about earlier, this REIT is only comprised of real estate that is focused around hospitality. And again, this is huge because we're about to see massive recovery. The vaccine's rolling out, travel bans being uplifted, we're seeing restrictions being lifted, the economy is reopening. So this is going to be really exciting, you guys. The ticker symbol is AHT. It's trading just under $7 right now. My entry point was just under $5.50. I believe I got in around $5.26. And again, they have a major catalyst event coming up tomorrow. They are they're presenting their new updated investor presentation at the Real Estate Investment Trust Conference for 2021. So this is going to be a huge catalyst event. They are their future looks very lucrative. They were an amazing revenue generating company before COVID, and real estate is always going to be one of the most stable investments that you could possibly get yourself into. So I do recommend getting in as soon as you can. Getting in with a good entry point is really important. And I think any entry point beneath $10 is going to be a great entry point if your objective is to hold it for the long run. I do have a lot of long-term plays, and I do actively take a role in my portfolio. So what does that mean? Basically, that means my high conviction plays, I do maintain a position in my long-term holds, but when the prices are running up, when there's a huge catalyst event, I either sell the news, which means, I sell at the peak, because after there's a massive run up, there's generally going to be a pullback. So what I'm expecting after they present at their conference tomorrow, I do think there is going to be a little bit of a pullback. I think we're going to see after their presentation at this conference, I do think it's going to get upwards of $9. And then after their presentation through the weekend, I think we're going to see the levels pull back to the 6 or 7 range. So I am always actively selling and getting better entry points. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be your approach, but my approach, I have that approach because instead of sitting through all the ups and downs, and then waiting for, let's say, a year, the price could have jumped up 20% one week, trickled all the way back down 25% the next week, but trickled up all the way to 20% again, trickled back down. So I make gains on all of those run-ups. I don't hold it all the way through, because at the end of this, I might only see a 10% return if I hold it without taking an active role in trading and re-entering at a better entry point. So that's just my way. And I know there are some people that are, they only are looking for that little bit of small incremental growth. And that's completely fine. Like, if you want to hold and never touch it for 5 years and only see a 10-15% return from where you entered at because you didn't trade the fluctuations of the prices, that's completely fine. That's just not my method. Even though it is a long-term play for me, I am going to sell out of it after the news hits. So it's all about maximizing profits. So, and again, getting into real estate is one of the least risky investments that you could enter into. So I do recommend, this is not financial advice. I don't recommend anything. I think it is an amazing, that is my update for today. They are presenting at the conference tomorrow, so I'll keep you guys updated. I am going to post a link to Ashford Hospitality Trust's investor presentation so you guys can look through that yourselves. And again, I'm always encouraging doing your own due diligence, doing your own research. So I am going to post that link down below. And if you guys liked the video, just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we make some gains this week. We're definitely going to make some gains this week. But I'll see you guys tomorrow with an update about our price movements and where we stand. And yeah, thanks for tuning in to Evolve or Die, guys.